back to Trends and Friends. I'm joined by one of our favorites, Bart Rager from Rager Dykes Auto Group, and you have a spectacular fundraiser going on. We're, of course, a big supporter of it. Tell us about Stuff a Silverado.
Well, it's a great program from Chevrolet and our Chevrolet dealership in Floydada and our Chevrolet dealership, no, just the one in Floydada for this region, I'm sorry. The other one's for another region. But in this region, the Chevrolet dealership in Floydada is collecting food to stuff the back of a Silverado. And, you know, there's a lot of folks in the West Texas area that need food. Yeah. And a lot of kids, you know, a lot of kids, when school's not in, food demands go up because they are not at school and getting fed a good lunch. And so we need to get as much food as possible that we can. And Rick Dykes and I talked about it. You know, last year we've always done the Stuff a Silverado, and we've helped fill the Silverado, but what we want to do is fill several Silverados. So we're encouraging people to donate food so we can fill a Silverado, and then Rick and I are going to pay to fill everyone that everybody else fills. We're going to pay to fill another one. So
listen, I love that. Y'all are always so giving. You always make sure to give back to the community, and so the fact that if we can manage to get the public to fill 100 Silverados, you'll fill 100 more. That's such a great incentive, and it's going to end up helping so many people locally on the South Plains.
Yeah, the more the merrier. And I mean, you know, I was blessed growing up to, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, but we always had some kind of food. I remember my parents talking about when my parents were 18 when I was born, and where they didn't have very much food at all, and they had one meal where we had one pork chop, one can of green beans, and one potato, and that they gave me the pork chop, half the potato and half the green beans, and they ate what was left. So
that's a good family there, taking care of their kiddos.
You know, we can help some people get some food.
I love it. Now, this is going on all of June, but we also want to talk about you had something fun go on today, a few awards for you guys as well.
Well, it was pretty fun. Yeah, we had.
It's always fun to get awards. There you go.
Oh yeah,
right
there we go. We had some guests in, Mr. Hochevar from Ford Motor Credit Company, and we are one of the largest Ford dealerships in the world. Sales efficiency, we are the #1 sales efficiency Ford dealership. But there's Rick Dykes, my partner, the talent and brains of the whole operation. There's the dummy right there. No,
oh, you're ridiculous.
But hey, we were recognized as the #1 year-over-year growth Ford dealership in the Dallas region, and we were recognized also. We got a plaque for being the #3 commercial volume of business with Ford Motor Credit, which, I mean, the Dallas region is huge. I mean, just because it's called the Dallas region, I mean, it's a huge region, and there's a lot of big dealers in there. So for a dealership in a town of 9,000 people to be #3 and be #1 in growth year over year, it's quite an accomplishment. But we have some miraculous people working for us.
Of course.
And, you know, kind of like you. I mean, last time I was here, you made it rain, and we hadn't had rain in a long time.
Well, thank you. Listen, you were a big part of that as well. Bart loves to help me with the weather whenever he gets the chance. It's great. Now, speaking of the weather, I'm actually going to have them pull up a graphic. I know what the forecast is going to be for the weather for the Omaha game that's coming up with Texas Tech. It's going to be hot. It's going to be 94 degrees, which you can see 6 o'clock, 94, pretty toasty. How do you think we're going to do this upcoming Sunday?
I think we're going to do really well, and I'll tell you why. Because I've already committed to go watch Tech play in the finals.
I like it.
And you know, Rick and I've already made our plans to go to the finals. We're unable to go to the preliminary rounds, but we only want to go when we win the national championship.
Well, of course, of course.
You know, I talked to my good friend and quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys the other day when Tech won, because Mississippi State had already won. Dak Prescott called me, and he said, "Hey, Bart, if Tech and Mississippi State are in the finals, then we're going to go." And I said, "Okay."
I love it. I love it. Listen, when Bart commits to something, it seems like it always happens. So
don't be surprised when we win the national championship. That's all I'm saying.
I love it. So again, Stuff the Silverado goes on till the end of June. They're trying to collect 5,000 pounds of food. So head on out to the Rager Dykes Chevrolet that's in Floydada, and they're going to match anything you bring, which is such an amazing thing. Thank you so much for joining us today, Bart. We love when you come on. It's always so much fun. Coming up in a bit, we have a look at some gift ideas for your tech-savvy dad that he will absolutely love. That's next.
I'm excited.